I'll be the first person to tell you that there is definitely times where it is useful to stifle your emotions and to keep fucking pushing no matter how you feel. However, there are definitely times where you need to address what you're feeling and dive into why you're feeling it. And that is what I'm going to be talking about today. Welcome to the Risen Fallen Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Henriksen. And if you're brand new to this podcast, if you're a brand new listener, if you're a brand new viewer, I was going to say watcher, but viewer, then what you can expect is an open and authentic conversations about things like mental health and self-development and everything along those lines, basically getting your life moving in the right direction. And if you're not brand new to this, if you're a returning viewer or you're a returning listener, then thank you very much for supporting this journey, for supporting this movement and supporting this podcast. Whether you're brand new to this or you're a returning viewer or listener, whatever it is, you are the reason that I do what I do. You're the reason that I'm on this podcast to try and share some of the experiences that I've had. And hopefully you can learn from my mistakes and my wins, and we can all basically make ourselves stronger and better and smarter and help lift each other up. And so with that being said, happy fucking Thursday. I hope that you're doing all right. You know, if you're listening to the podcast version of this, it's dropped at 5 a.m. And I'm assuming you kind of listen to this in the beginning of your day. And if you're watching the YouTube version of this, then obviously that drops at 5 p.m. And you're probably watching this at the end of your day. But regardless of when you're watching this or when you're listening to this, I hope you're doing well. It is Sunday today for me as I record this. And had a pretty solid day so far. You know, I woke up early. I went for a little run, did some reading, did some editing, did some journaling, went to church, and then we did the Risen Fallen meetup. We ended up going to a little coffee shop here, and we sat down with the group, and we had a great conversation. We had a little heart-to-heart. Everyone kind of shared about, you know, what they're going through right now, how they're overcoming it, or how they're not overcoming it. And, you know, we had the conversation of addressing, you know, some of the traumas that we've been through and how we go about doing that, whether it's through therapy, whether it's through journaling, whether it's through conversations with loved ones, and how we go about doing that. And so, before I dive into this, I'm going to take a second to take a sip of my coffee. So if you have a, you know, coffee in front of you, a water in front of you, a protein shake in front of you, or maybe you got nothing in front of you, let's take a second right now to take a breath, take a sip, and just get our mindsets in the present, get our mindsets moving in the right direction, moving in, you know, a development direction instead of destruction direction. So I'm going to take a sip of my coffee right now. Let's take a second and just kind of center ourselves and get collected. I love it. I love a little black coffee. And yeah, so I am definitely the type of person to stifle my emotions, to push everything down, sweep it under the rug, and keep fucking moving, to keep pushing, you know, keep moving forward, keep working, keep doing anything. I like to keep my mind and my body busy, and I don't like dwelling on the negative stuff. I like to just try and move past it as fast as I possibly can. However, what I've started to find is the more I do that, the less sensitive I am to other people. You know, sometimes I find myself in the mindset of like, you know, I don't even deal with my own fucking emotions sometimes, so why the fuck would I deal with yours right now? Or I find myself saying or thinking to myself, I push through tough times. I push through negative emotions. Why aren't you doing it? Why don't you just keep doing whatever you need to do? Like, the answer's right there. You're telling me you know the answer, and I know you know the answer, and I know the answer. So why don't you just do that thing? And I find it basically, a lot of the time creates separation between me and people that I love, my friends, my family members, my girlfriend. It creates that separation because basically what that does is it makes the other person literally understand that you don't give a fuck about what they're going through, what hardships they have in their lives. And sometimes people just need a soundboard. Sometimes people just need to be heard, and that helps them kind of process those emotions. And this week I was doing a lot of journaling. I kind of had a little breakthrough where I was journaling about some of the negative emotions that I feel and some of the behavioral patterns, some of the habits that I have. And I was trying to dig into the root of why I feel the way I do a lot of the times, and how that impacts me. And it led me to basically understanding that, that I have this kind of fear of abandonment, this fear of, not being good enough. And that if I'm not good enough, then the people around me that I love, that I cherish, that I worship, maybe they're going to leave me, or maybe they're going to abandon me, or maybe they're going to betray me, or maybe, And so when I'm doing this type of reflection, when I'm doing this deep dive into my own psyche, I uncover a lot of pain. I uncover a lot of, past traumas that I've been through, or, things that I've tried to push myself through, that I've tried to sweep under the rug. And there's a lot of times that I've gone through these types of things, like, having someone be unfaithful in a relationship or just leave you altogether, or, mistakes that you've made in the past, behaviors that you feel guilt or shame for. And there's many different things that cause these negative emotions that, it almost has like an interest rate on it. And if you don't address it, if you don't pay the piper, then it accrues interest. It accrues emotional interest. And then when you go and feel it later, you're feeling not just the pain that you had at that time, but the pain compounded, over the months or years, of unaddressed trauma that has led you to do other behaviors that have compounded, to create even more pain. And so the reason that I feel like that's important is because when I was able to, uncover some of this pain for myself, then it was, it put me in the position where I was able to see other people's pain from a different point of view. And that was allowing me to connect to the people around me a lot better. And a lot of people have like this kind of pride, or this egoic, is that a word? They have this like part of their ego that, makes them feel like they have to make everything on their own. They got to be self-made. They got to make it on their own. They got to, be able to push through tough times and produce, a project, or, their finances, or whatever it is, they got to do it all by themselves. Sorry for hitting the mic like that, but, a lot of us feel like we have to do things by ourselves, especially men, but I feel like everyone kind of gets in these, mindsets sometimes. And I think that we can all agree that life is more enjoyable and easier and far more productive when we have people around us that support the movement that we have, moving forward, if that makes sense. And what I've noticed is, like I said, when you do deep dive into your own trauma, your own pain, your own psyche, and you kind of process those things, and you start to understand, why you feel the way you do, and why it impacts you when you feel that way, and, what drives some of the behaviors you have now, some of the defense mechanisms you have now, then you're able to start to understand other people's pains better. and you're able to help them go through those things, and you're able to deepen the relationship that you have with them, which in turn empowers them, because then they don't have all that shit that they're dealing with. They have, it lightens the load. It allows you to kind of bear a bit of that weight as well, and it allows them to work through it. It allows them to develop with the weight that they're bearing and get stronger, as opposed to just be crushed by it altogether. It's kind of like spotting somebody when they're working out. And when you're able to help someone else develop, when you're able to support somebody else, it strengthens them emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever, what have you. And that allows them to then support you better. And then you get further along your own development. You get further along with whatever you're working on. And so not only are you going to have more healthy and enjoyable relationships, not only are you going to, feel more connected to the people that you love, you're not only going to become a better friend, a better father, a better mother, a better husband, a better wife, a better boyfriend, girlfriend, friend, teammate, coworker, whatever role you see yourself playing right now, maybe just a friend. Not only are you going to be better at that, but whatever it is that you're working towards right now, even if it is just healing some of that trauma, healing some of that pain, you're going to start to get people on the same level as you. You're going to get to, like this entire podcast is about, you're going to be able to strengthen yourself and lift other people up along the process as well. And so I just wanted to make this short little episode. This will actually be a short little episode. I say that all the time, but this actually will be a short little episode. But I just wanted to remind you guys, that the more you're able to dive into your own pain, your own past traumas, your own insecurities, the more you'll be able to understand other people's as well. And that's going to make your life better and more enjoyable, and deepen the relationships you have with the people that you love, and allow you to create new relationships with people you haven't even met yet. So that's all I got for today. I hope you're doing well. I will catch you guys on the next episode. Just a little reminder, this podcast is posted on all podcast platforms at 5 a.m. on Thursdays and Mondays, and on YouTube at 5 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays. I know I just said that weirdly backwards, but that's all I got for today. I'm wishing you all well. I'm thinking of all of you as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, rate it 5 stars. Leave me a little review if you're listening on the Apple Podcast platform. And if you want to reach out and you want to join the group that I always talk about, the Risen Fallen group, or you just want some more information on it, reach out to me on Instagram at Risen Fallen. And if you want to support the group and get yourself a little hoodie like this, or one of the stylish tees, show your support, you can do so at risenfallen.com. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to give you this little reminder and let you know that no matter what it is you're going through, you're not alone, and life can and will get better for you. I'm thinking about you. I am training for you. I am trying to make myself stronger for you. I'm trying to make myself better for you, and I'm trying to be able to convey these ideas better for you so that you can hopefully draw some value from that. So thank you very much. I'm out of here. Much love. Peace out. Love you all. You beautiful human beings. Have a good one. Bye.